And we're live.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. We are enjoying our second decade of the show that has become a daily routine for thousands of listeners in great places like Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, Essex County, England, Chattanooga, Tennessee, O'Fallon, Missouri, Parma, Ohio, and Arnhem, Gelderland in the Netherlands.
Hi.
And a special day like it was the last time we got a chance to talk to, I'm such a fan, this gentleman, James Patterson. And I know he's got a brand new book out called The Noise, but he's also got this out I am going to fan geek out like you. I mean, it is so much fun. I love it. I love it. There he is right there. James Patterson, roughly 6% of all hardcover novels like this are sold by this gentleman that we have the honor of talking to today. Mr. Patterson, it is such a thrill.
Don't we have enough bad news without throwing that out there? We got floods, we got pandemics, we got so many things. At any rate,
are you in Florida now, sir?
No, I'm in New York.
Oh, you're lucky.
Behind
you're
me,
lucky.
not New York City, thank goodness. Behind me is the Hudson, where I am right now, it's 2 miles wide.
Wow. 2 miles wide.
Wow.
It's great, it's beautiful. I can see up to God knows what, Albany. No, not Albany.
Well,
but
I have to ask you: has the Hudson, gone over the banks?
I don't know. I mean, we're up 30 or 40 feet, so it just, I mean, it's not happening. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it could happen. So we're pretty comfortable.
Philadelphia today, and I know
New York golf yesterday too. Yeah, it's
incredible
disaster. Yeah,
it's nuts. I mean, it's just crazy. Places that don't usually get that are getting it now. With usually see the middle part of the country that gets that kind of weather, but we've got it now. And down here in Florida, we're getting the tail. Believe it or not, this is how big these systems are.
Oh,
we're getting the little tail whipping through from Ida. That just maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, there was an alert for weather coming through here. It's crazy, and the world right now. You spend time in Florida. It's just I've been having.
No, we're going to get down the end of the month. My wife is dragging me to the Wisconsin Notre Dame game out on Soldier Field.
Oh, Wisconsin, the Badgers.
Sue's a Badger. She's a Badger.
She's a Badger. Badgers are passionate.
Four-time All-American.
Oh, really?
My wife was. Yeah. Football player. No, she's a swimmer.
Do you get a chance to play?
Wouldn't that be a horrifying thing? No, I mean, whatever. I know I get in trouble for anything you say now, but your wife was a football player. Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
I will tell you I'll tell you a Badger story, because we had a guy years and years ago on my radio show with Don. We had Rudy Martzke, who wrote the TV sports column for USA Today.
Tough gig.
And Rudy was responsible. Rudy knew everybody, and so we had every TV sports guest, from Jim Nantz to Al Michaels to everybody, through Rudy Martzke. And when I went to Rudy's home for a party, it was the first time I had ever seen, professional or college, an official Wisconsin Badgers bathroom that he had down in his rec room. Where
you want to see another one? You want to see a Badger living room?
We don't. American University, where I went, we didn't. I don't think they even sell that.
Well, that's safer. Originally, she had a banner behind me in this room, and I made her take it down. And I'm not going to put up a Vanderbilt banner.
Oh, that's right. You're a Vanderbilt guy, right?
Ridiculous. Yeah. Vanderbilt and Manhattan College.
A little more understated at a school like
Bronx.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah. How do you do that? Manhattan College in the Bronx. Okay, whatever.
That was you know, I mean,
Yeah,
that
it's
was
cool. It's great. You know, what the hell.
That's good. I mean, I tell everybody that wants to go into any kind of media that it's good to have that that city experience. You know,
Sure.
I mean, if you're going to a Colgate, which is in the middle of nowhere, but then when you want to get you know, your feet wet in whatever you want to do, it's great to go to a big city. I think to do, you know, get some education. You know, I mean, I can tell people, but if you said that, it would have a little bit more weight. You know, you're kind of successful.
All right, so what are we talking about? Well, let's get into it. I got to sell some freaking books here.
All right.
What do you want to sell? You want to sell Clinton?
Let me tell you what I've got. I just started because I got it last night.
I want to do the noise.
I just got the noise.
Really?
I just got the
Little Rock
noise.
people are right on the ball. Excellent. They give you the book after the interview. That's cool. Okay.
It's not your fault, Rob, right? It's not your fault that I got the noise last night.
No,
right?
no, they sent out the book as soon as they could. They put a tracker on it, and then they said, you know what? Let's send them a broken PDF, and they did that right away.
And I started to tear into it, but it was you know, I mean, I got things to do.
Okay.
And
no, look, this is one of my jokes. You go out and you're out in Idaho or something. And you're on TV, and they don't read the book, which I don't blame them. I mean, that's a big ask. But it's always like, so James, tell us about the new book. Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
You mean the one you didn't read?
No, it's not my fault,
okay.
though. It's not my fault. It's not. And by the way,
Mike, I know that. I didn't even blame you. I blamed the publisher.
I'm 15 pages into the noise, and I don't even know if I'm right with your body of work. Let me ask you this question, because I'm 15 pages. Have you ever written anything like that? It starts out, it is not a normal...
You mean that good? Probably not.
It's not a normal James Patterson style book, in my opinion.
Here's the thing, though. No, it isn't. It's like if I wrote a book with very little unlikely Stephen King and Mike Crichton, it's like that. But I can put it on the cover. This is not about Alex Cross. Put on the cover. Nobody gets shot with a gun in here. But don't worry, thousands of people actually die. You know, but they'll sit there and they'll, you know, like, where's Alex?
It's horrifying because I don't know. I'm going to get back to it because I don't know. I literally
get back to it because I don't know. Okay.
No, stop.
So I got you.
I'm holding this one.
All right, okay. We'll go where we go.
Before we
really
even
good.
knew.
Not as good as the noise, but excellent.
Okay, so the noise is. I get it. The noise.
No,
well, the noise is out there right now.
But as they say, when I do something different, they're all like, "Oh, what the hell is this?"
I have
and
to
I try
jump
to tell them it's different. It's whatever. They don't
Oscar.
Listen.
Yes.
He's not going to bail you
out. I can vouch for this.
Yes. No, wait. I just want to say, Oscar and Rob, please, when I came in, before he was even on our radar for coming on the show. We had no idea.
Right.
I came in here unsolicited, and I said, I tore through this more than any James Patterson book I have ever read.
It was actually tiresome, the amount he talked about it.
It was not tiresome, was it?
No. Hell of a writer.
You know, in the back of my mind, can I ask you, look, the noise is on sale now.
Yes.
Please go buy the noise.
And it's
really
good.
It's really good.
You'll find a link in our show notes, Mike.
He doesn't need this man. Doesn't need me.
I do. What do you think I'm here? If I didn't need you think I'd be doing this?
I thought we were friends.
Come on.
This is
yeah. It's not book business. Go ahead.
Can I fanboy on this a little bit, please? Can I ask you some questions about this? Because I got a ton of them.
Call you about this?
No. And I do a Clinton impression that I've done for years, you know?
Right, no, don't do it. He's got enough problems, the Lewinsky and whatever. Lewinsky revisited. Is that? I mean,
very timely. Very timely with that comment.
Bring her back. Okay.
It's exciting.
One more time.
Yes. She's got a documentary coming out too.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
I think it's out.
So that is relevant. That is relevant.
She's all over Twitter.
How did the collaboration? I mean, this is the second book you've written with President Clinton. How did that collaboration come about? That's a generic question you've been asked a million times.
The first one, we have the same lawyer, agent, whatever, and he knew that President Clinton loves thrillers, and he reads everything, like tons of nonfiction, tons of thrillers. He's a crazy person, and and they've been trying to get him to do a thriller forever, and he, And they said, well, how'd you like to do one with James Patterson? She said, well, why would Patterson want to do one with me?
Okay.
And they called me up and I said, I'm in.
Yeah.
And
man.
the reason was that, one, okay, I told you I'm on the river here. Up the river is where I grew up, Newburgh, New York, okay? And I still look at the world through the lens of a kid from Newburgh, New York. Small town, river town. My father grew up in a Newburgh poorhouse. So from my lens, sitting there writing a book with the president or writing a book with Dolly Parton, this is like great. This is great. So, I'm in. I mean, unless you start talking to somebody and there's no chemistry, but there was chemistry. And the thing about the books with President Clinton is there's authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
Did you lose me?
No, we got you.
Can you guys hear?
Yeah, we
Mr.
can hear
Patterson?
loud and clear.
Can we still hear Mike?
So,
We're losing Mike just a little bit.
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Patterson, but he'll get
So
back.
you guys will have to do the interview?
We're in Washington, D.C. We're ready to talk.
Well,
and it's fine.
Noise.
He's only read 15 more pages than us, so we're just behind.
At any rate, but it was the notion of the authenticity, and then we just hit it off. It was we were friends. He gave me, what did he give me for Christmas? A monopoly for socialists.
Now, what did you give him for Christmas?
Oh, Mike is gone.
No, Mike's coming. He's resetting.
Gave him a putter that said it was a silver, and it said on the side of it, automatic two-putt.
Oh, so easy. Guaranteed two-putt? Yeah.
Guaranteed two-putt. Yeah, it was, what's he like? Because he needs it, I'll tell you. I'll tell you a story. It's actually, I'm doing an autobiography. It's just stories next year. And one of them is the first time we went out and we went golfing. And his people said, he'll only play 9 holes. And I go, great, I don't care. I'll go in a putting green with him for 10 minutes. So there we go. We're playing, and I don't know, 4th or 5th hole. It's a par 3, and he's got about an 8-foot putt for birdie. Okay. And he leaves it like 4 foot short. So I look at him and I said, "You pussy." And he said, "Did you just call me a pussy?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you're right. I am a pussy." And that's where, and I shouldn't do this on the show, but because we make it different in the book a little bit. It's funny. It's a funny thing we did with it. But the thing of it is if we're together and we're out, it's Mr. President, very respectful as it should be. But if we're together, just, 2 guys, he's from a small town, I'm from a small town, and it's fun.
That's so great.
When I don't want to get totally sorry about that. And you were talking about golf. And I love the game more than anybody in the world. So that's me. Stop it. Stop laughing at me. I'm doing my best.
We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
Thank you.
I was laughing at
storms
with our guest, Mike,
coming through here all the time.
Always because we have such respect.
When it comes to, and people that I told my listeners about this book about a month ago.
Which book?
About the noise. I told them yesterday about the noise.
Excellent.
The noise. James Patterson, and who are you mentoring on this particular book that is joining?
The famous J.D. Barker.
J.D. Barker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. So but the president. You know what? The president's daughter. That one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. And what makes it amazing is
tell them what happens in the middle. You can really spoil it for them.
Well,
no, I'm kidding.
I could if you wanted to. Here's the thing. I have always geeked out over documentaries about Air Force One, over the Secret Service, over Special Forces. It's all in here. And what I found the most fascinating element of this, though, was the interpersonal relationships that the president has. And I was just curious because in the back of my mind, the whole time I'm reading the book, I said, well, this is where I would have assumed the insights from President Clinton came into play. A lot of that. Right?
The first book, it was the president in office. The second book, the president's daughter, it's a president, after office, which of course President Clinton has experienced. So he had a lot of insights in terms of what it's like. What's good about it, what's not so good about it. And in this case, he really needs a lot of help to try to find his daughter, but he's not president anymore. So, and he knows where he can call in favors and he knows where he can't.
It's so much fun. And I just, I tore through it. And as far as the noise.
If you like this kind of stuff, read Walk in My Combat Boots. If you really want the documentary, the real deal, that thing will blow your mind.
It's so timely. It's so timely right now.
Well,
with everything
it's
going
been
on
out
in
for
the
a
world.
while, but yeah, and it more than ever. Yeah, but it's just story after story. I think there's 51, whatever the hell, and each one is about 6 or 7 pages, and you just get like a wonderful like one woman. She's from Buffalo, and after 9/11, she went to the Marines, and she said, "I don't want to go, but put me in combat." And they say, "We can't put you in combat at that point." All right, so what's the worst, the most dangerous thing? And she said, "Well, doorway gunner on a helicopter." So she had to go like through 4 different schools, and because she was a woman, she had to be first in every school. And it's a great, and it's like 5-6 pages.
Wow.
There's a dentist who goes in, and he's in the reserves, and it's after they caught
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah. And he had toothache. So they brought him in to be the dentist for, yeah. So he's got all these stories. And, he said, "I just made up the weapons of mass destruction and you guys bought it, Whatever. Funny guy.
When you were, so are you fascinated with the inner workings of like the Secret Service and Special Forces and that kind of, because there was like an enthusiasm in the book about all that.
I like the humanity of it. The president loves the Secret Service guys, and I like them too. It's really interesting though. Like, I had to get used to it. You come into his house or anywhere where he is, and they're like statues. Okay, they won't say a word to you, but then you go, "Hey George, how the hell are you? How's the family?" And then they won't shut up. Once you have to initiate it, or there's nothing. Now that's okay. That's good.
It's great, and the noise, as I said before, is 15 pages. 15 pages was not my fault. But I'm going to finish the noise.
That's all Rob, the publisher sent you was 15 pages.
15 pages. The noise.
Here's what I think is cool about the noise. I'll do this very quickly. If you can put a suspense hook into the readers, where like, I got to know how the hell is this happening? And in this case, it's this noise that's destroying everything as it blasts through the Northwest. And there are surprises along the way, as opposed to a one night thing, or one note thing. And then the ending is really cool. You go like, wow. I mean, a lot of times they'll set the hook and that's it. And they just set the hook, and there's a hook, and there's a hook, and there's a hook, and then the end, it's aliens. What?
Well, the thing, it's interesting you say that, because reading a book starting The Noise, you have absolutely no clue what's going on.
Yeah.
You're lost. You're completely and utterly lost. And that's the hook, isn't it? Well, you know better than anybody about how you do that.
Okay, how could this possibly happen? This can't be happening. And the characters are going, this can't be happening, but it's happening. So how do we do it?
Is there a template?
And I don't do the cop out. It's not aliens.
Spoiler alert.
And
it does. It's not God, and I have no idea. And this is, I'm not kidding you, only 15 pages. When you talk about grabbing a reader, do you have, I remember the last time we spoke with
you.
If
I could, I would reach out and grab you, Mike. But I can't.
He said, how come your audio went out? And all I know is I was gone for a while.
Is he gone again? Yeah.
All I know is gone for a while, and I came back, and James Patterson was insulting somebody on a golf course, and I have no idea who the hell it was. I don't know what was going on. Do you talk about
I've
how
played with 3 presidents now?
Which ones?
I'm not going to get into it.
Come on, you said it. Come on.
Clinton, Trump, and Bush Senior.
Who's the best golfer?
41.
Who's the absolute
Trump is.
Trump is. He is really the best golfer.
Yes, by far, by a lot.
And okay,
by a mile. Who's the worst? I'm not going to get into who's the worst.
I'm not always going to ask you that.
Who goes around the golf course the fastest? Bush Senior. Well, he doesn't go very fast anymore, but he used to.
Yeah,
fair enough.
He was speedy. That was his thing. Speed golf.
Very quick. Yeah.
So Senior, you play with. You didn't play with W.
No.
Okay.
I think the answer there would be not yet.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not yet.
Very, very exciting.
I like him. I like the younger.
We're
Bush.
close.
He's a pretty nice guy.
We're close.
I've met him a couple
with
times.
the Bush family. We produce the 41's Presidential Libraries podcast.
Oh yeah.
So good people. Good people.
They are good people.
I agree. And I'm not really. I kind of lean the other way, but I like them very much. And I got to spend time with Senior and wife, and they were very down because she did all the stuff to get people reading and
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to her thing a couple of times with Halberstam one time and Silva.
What a great family.
Yeah. No, and they're very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I have to. There's I think it's either Golf Digest or Golf Magazine where they always ask your ideal celebrity foursome. So I'll ask you that since I know you love golf.
No, I don't have any. I got nothing. No, I don't like foursomes. You know who I play with all the time now is Mike Lupica. You know, the sports writer.
Yeah,
Sure.
the sports guy. Absolutely, great writer.
We play all the time. And we're actually doing. We have a book coming out in January, The Horsewoman. It's about equestrian stuff, but it's a cool story. And then we have a one coming next year that's really, really, it's newspaper, football, things that he doesn't know anything about.
When is your book about podcasters going to come out?
About you?
I didn't say me.
Yeah,
I didn't say me.
Yeah, good idea. I'm going to chew on that one for a little bit. I
believe it's a thriller set in a basement, isn't it?
You never know. Look, I mean, if you do the right stuff, where are you? Are you in Florida now?
I'm on the other side from your side. I'm on the Fort Myers area. That's where I'm right now. Naples, Fort Myers.
Well, if you do something, terrible over there, you can get your book.
Well, if I go,
I've written about people from Florida. Epstein.
Yeah. You know what? If I went over to a school board meeting down here, I might do something terrible. It's pretty.
But
it's pretty
I tell
crazy.
you what, though, I watch this thing. They keep showing this scene of punches are flying, and I look at this thing. I go, "There are no punches." There was a couple of people.
There weren't.
People a little bit. Like, where are the punches? I mean, punches are flying. Let's see the punches.
It was. Let me tell you. I'm
I
have
sure
an
it was awful.
I have an 8-year-old.
Okay.
I'm an elderly father with an 8-year-old in school. I believe the science. I want him to wear masks. I had no idea, that there was a large contingent of people that didn't want people to wear masks and that they were bat-ass crazy and that they all showed up at the school board meeting, and it was terrifying. It was absolutely but you're right. There weren't really punches thrown. They're a little
not
pushing.
in the clip that they keep showing.
No, that's the one that they
I'm
show.
sure. Obviously, there have punches have been thrown in supermarkets and whatever.
Yeah, it's people get nuts and we're divided, and that's the way it goes.
At any rate, we're getting lost here.
I know, and I don't want to, but I do want to ask you with the virus and everything that we've been talking about, everything we've been living the last 2 years. Is there anything on your radar in that vein? I mean, you're moving into different areas with the noise.
I get my shots. I just got my third shot.
I was talking about a book, James.
That's
I was
where
talking
I live.
about a book about viruses.
No, the shots are important. I have no interest in writing about that. I tell you what, though, in this sense, I mentioned the combat boots. In October, I have a nonfiction, similar kind of style where this friend of mine, Matt Eversman, he was the actual sergeant who was portrayed in Black Hawk Down.
Okay,
wow.
He's a buddy of mine from Florida. And he's great at talking to people. And most soldiers won't talk about what they did over there other than to other soldiers because they just think people won't understand, and they don't for the most part. Nurses are the same way, especially emergency room nurses. And this book it's called ER Nurses. And once again, it's just stunning about the stories. And we try not to go too heavy on COVID, but there are some and I remember one of the nurses talks about how everything, all the human stuff had to go away. They just didn't have time. But at one point, she just found herself. She took off her gloves and she just held this woman's hand as she was dying. And she said, I just had to do the human thing and take off the gloves because I felt this woman needed to touch a human being and, whatever. So, once again, it's just a stunning book, and that's coming in October. What is wrong with me? Why do I keep putting these books out? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I will tell you, though, during these times, I mean, I know it's an old cliche, but curling up with a book.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I went to American University. I read slowly.
You already said that.
I read
you did the
slowly.
American University. That's a good school.
It was all right.
In Washington,
I got through.
It's a weird name for a school, but it's like Manhattan of the Bronx, but whatever.
Manhattan of the Bronx, the same thing.
I'm surprised it's not like in Yugoslavia or something. American University in Yugoslavia.
That's what it should be. Really, it's so nice to have you on the show. We didn't get a chance to really geek out about your golf game because in your bio, the information they send along, it always has golf at the very end. It always says, and loves golf. Do you love golf? Are you passionate about
I hate
it? Do you?
But I play a lot.
you hate your game?
Yes. No. I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was 9, 10, whatever. I'm probably 14, 15. The one freaky thing out of nowhere, I have 8 holes in one.
Oh, wow.
Do you really?
Wow.
I do. Wow. Here's my golf story, and I can tell it's because my wife isn't around.
Wife's
a big jock, big All-American, very competitive. A few years back, she had 4 holes in one. I had 3. Jesus. On January the 7th of 6th of that year, I had another hole in one. And she said, well, I don't like it, but I can live with it. The eighth, I'm out with her. We're on it's par 3, obviously. And I have another hole in one. Does she give me a big hug? No. Does she say, nice shot, honey? No. She looks at me and very appropriately says, you've got to be shitting me. You can see why I'm with her. She's great.
That's what keeps the relationship together.
And if there's anything funny in the book, she wrote it.
So. You know what? It's such a pleasure. Please, anytime you'd love to come on the show, or even really hate to come on the show, we'll take you. We'd love you to come by.
Phone calls,
Oh, you're wonderful. It's really.
Now, where are you guys? You guys are in
DC, downtown DC.
Yeah, we're in DC.
Oh, you're all in DC.
Yes.
Yeah, but Mike is in Florida.
I'm in Florida.
Mike's in Florida.
Okay, all right, okay.
And you're in New York.
For the moment, yeah.
And you're from Newburgh, and I went to school also Marist College in Poughkeepsie, New York. Which,
really? Okay,
yes, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know the area.
A couple of my best friends that barely could get through high school went to Marist. I'm confused now. What is the Marist and the American? What happened?
I transferred out of Marist College to American University.
Okay,
I had to get out of there because I think your point's well taken. Anywho,
Poughkeepsie's an interesting town.
I loved it. I used to go to a place called the Last Chance Saloon.
It made it into the French Connection, right?
Yeah, it did.
That's true, yeah.
Picking your feet.
Right, I'll give you the Poughkeepsie story. This is in the bio. My father grew up in a Newburgh poorhouse, whatever. And he was going off to war, and he got a phone call. And this guy said, my name is George Hazelton. I live in Port Jervis. And just bear with me, he said. Tonight, after dinner, my parents took me downstairs to the living room, and they said, George, we love you so much, and you're going off to this terrible war, and we have to tell you we're not your natural parents, and you're adopted. And then over the phone, this guy, George Hazelton, said to my father, I'm your brother. Mm. So that's how my father. Then they go off to war, and they both come back, and they become great friends. And so a few years later, my uncle calls up, and he says, I found our father. And he's tending bar in Poughkeepsie. And neither one of them had ever seen him, at least not that they knew of. Maybe they had when they were infants or whatever, because he ran off. He was a drunk and a whatever. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of Irish, whatever. He just kidding. I love the Irish. I'm like 40% Irish. So at any rate, so he calls up my father and he says, come on up to Poughkeepsie to this bar. And my father says, I don't want to see the bastard. You go. So my uncle went up and he gets to, and it's a bar under the bridge in the river there, and it's a really crummy bar. And there's a couple of the kind of guys you'd see in that bar, but bellied up to the bar. And then his father standing behind the bar. My uncle doesn't drink. He orders a Coke. He sits in there for 15 to 20 minutes. He's so turned off by this guy behind the bar, his father. He never introduces himself and just leaves.
Wow. And that was
it. There's my Poughkeepsie story.
Wow.
Hold on a second. I've got some music to go along with that because that was wait a minute. Where is it? Do I have it anywhere? I don't know. I was just going to play
song
sad.
about Poughkeepsie?
No, I was just going to call it.
Really? There's a lot of songs about bars.
Yeah. That's a sad story, James. That is a very, very sad story.
Yeah, well, with distance, it's kind of a cool story.
With a little bit of
great.
distance. Yes.
See you.
Yes.
I'll say
Go
you,
ahead.
you know, when you read the noise, I'll come back on.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that.
No.
He's so mean. Anyway, James Patterson, thank
if
you.
I lie, at least I correct it.
I would wish you good luck,
All
but
right.
you don't need it. Thank you very much. And,
Be good.
and,
Thank
and
you.
take care. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Patterson.
Guys.
That's James Patterson. The new book is called The Noise, and also out right now from James Patterson is The President is Missing and The President's Daughter. Both those books that he wrote with President Bill Clinton, and he is fun. He is.
great guy.
That's the second time we've had him here, and we will be right back with a lot more fun and thrills right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I just never pictured Jim Amato getting high. I just don't.
Well, he was a heroin addict.
Yes, that was the old me, with a beastly monkey on my back known as junk, horse, H, or Chinese rock. It wasn't pretty. I'd do anything for a fix of China White, Skag, or the Snow. Dancing in 2-bit dive bars, selling platelets at the free clinic, or turning tricks out behind the digital dumpster for truckers and hobos. Anything to get my smack fix. But then I saw the light. The TMOS Bonus Show, an exclusive shot-in-the-arm hour of comedy that comes to my TMOS app every Friday. Filled with naughty words and profound musings, it's the cure that got me off the horse. Now I'm high on laughs. The results have been amazing. I don't have the shakes, I can eat solid food, and I'm 2 inches taller since I bought my first subscription. Treat yourself to a subscription today to the TMOS Bonus Show and see what good living is all about.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of our program is brought to you by Cornerstone First Financial. I love Cornerstone. Have you noticed the large increase of mortgage advertising? A lot of people are trying to get into the game because of the rates. They're going down, and they know that this is a time to grab people. But I still think it's important to go with somebody who you like, who you've dealt with, who you can trust. And we've been telling you about Cornerstone First Financial because very rarely, especially when you're talking about some company that's involved in financial services, you just don't have 3 hosts of one show that have all used the company.
Yes.
2 of them, actually maybe all 3 of them multiple times
I believe
now.
so.
Yeah,
Right?
mine was prior to them engaging in some advertising.
Exactly.
It's amazing. Cornerstone is a team you can trust. Oscar trusts them. Rob trusts them. I trust them. They are easy to deal with. And, as I mentioned the other day, I can be a tad prickly. And if they can handle me, they can handle anybody.
that
And
was
they
your
can-
old DJ name.
Tad Prickly?
Tad Prickly.
Absolutely, yeah.
Big
Left
days.
wing, left of Tab Patterson, actually. There's a name from the past.
Wow.
They can guarantee to meet or beat any competitor. It's really, really terrific to have them in our building, our former building over on Wisconsin Avenue in Washington. They're going to help you. With the Delta variant, with Afghanistan, with mixed economic signals, rates have come down to historic lows. So whether you're taking cash out with a refinance or purchasing a new home, call now. Other companies may entice you with low rates, but they won't disclose their higher closing costs or even charging you points. That's the old bait and switch. Don't fall for it. Call now and see what Cornerstone can do for you. No gimmicks, just benefits, savings, and solutions. Cornerstone First Financial, 202-625-1221. That's 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com. Do it now. We're going to get Rob's Nostalgia Corner here in just a second, but
Okay.
I just wanted to say, I don't know how long I was gone, and I literally came back to the conversation with a power surge down here in Florida. Was he talking about golfing with Bill Clinton?
Yeah,
Is
he
that
called
what
him. He
was doing?
called him a most inappropriate name.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I was hoping that, and then I didn't want to dwell on it, but that was the perfect conversation I would have.
Yeah.
And what is it about Thursday, and B, when we have an A-list guest? What is it about
it's the Florida
show? What is
If they pay taxes in Florida, your infrastructure would be better. I would imagine you wouldn't have as many
Was it
issues.
me? Are you sure it was
100%.
Yep.
He stayed
Wow.
on.
100%,
No issues.
Yeah. And it was you weren't as gone as long as you
Yeah.
think you were.
It was like roughly, I would say, at worst, 30 seconds.
No, like I think like 9 minutes. It wasn't long.
I am so paranoid when it comes to A-list guests on this show because we have had more things go down. And first of all, that's the second time we've had James Patterson on. He loves coming on and just shooting the breeze. And
he likes
fun.
that you read the books.
Yeah, he's funny man. Funny man.
Well, it would have been nice. It would have been nice, but it was.
This was not on you.
Wasn't Rob's fault. Wasn't Rob's fault at all. Little tardy from the publisher, right? A little bit.
Well, they requested this date, and then they were a little slow in getting us the copy.
There's no blame game here.
But you got the book, and
people are working from home. They're doing the best they can. Like
everybody is doing the best they can. Now, as I promised before, we are going to replace the homepage today with Rob's Nostalgia Corner because Rob's had this one in the oven for quite some time. So take it away, Rob Spiewak.
I was going over the things that we have spotlighted on Nostalgia Corner, and we've done music, and we've done a lot of movies, but you know what we've really not dived in a lot is TV. And there are certain TV series that I really like, and so I would like to, if I may, just one more thing. Talk about Columbo today.
Just let me turn around right now. Oscar, are you even aware of Columbo?
The only reason I know about Columbo is because of Captain Steve.
No, but he watched Cannon.
Oh, sorry, different guy. I don't know
show.
Columbo.
No. All right.
You never watched him. You never.
No.
Are you even aware of Peter Falk, the actor?
No.
He would know him as the grandfather in The Princess Bride, the one that tells the story.
Yes,
that's it.
Did he have a TV show?
Yeah. Oh my God, one of the greatest.
Legendary actor, quirky actor, an American original, somebody that we'd never seen on screen before, and really. Probably one of the most successful detective shows ever.
A Matlock show?
It was different than that. Well, you know
what?
It actually set itself apart early on, and I'll get into that. Here's something that's great about it. It was a drama that ran from 1971 to 2003. That's 30... Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot the announcer at the end.
Drama.
Of that. That's a drama.
What years?
It ran for 32 years, from 71 to 2003, but only 68 episodes. And I'll explain why in a little bit. Right. The character of Columbo was created by the writing team of Richard Levison and William Link. You see them on a lot of shows throughout the history of television, and they said they actually based the character on Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment character, Petrovich. So Columbo is actually based in classic French literature, which is kind of crazy. Okay. And it started as this is a weird sort of backstory.
Just watch it. I can't. When you do a Nostalgia Corner, I watch Oscar like a hawk because I just measure the engagement. All right.
I like shoot 'em ups.
It has a great backstory. It started as a 1960 TV drama that was adapted to a stage play. So it started on TV, then went to stage.
Was it called Columbo?
No, it was. I don't have the name of it here, but it was Columbo in this stage play was played by Thomas Mitchell, who was Scarlett O'Hara's father in Gone with the Wind.
Doesn't the name Columbo sound a little dorky?
In what way?
It just doesn't sound like an action guy.
Well, I think that's sort of by design.
Okay.
Because when you get into his character, he was on the Thomas Mitchell was opposite Joseph Cotton and Agnes Moorehead, who played Endora on Bewitched.
This is a Nostalgia Corner.
And so, after it was on stage in 1962, it was adapted back to TV by the same guys a few years later, and guess who they went out and really wanted to play Columbo?
By that time, did they have the name Columbo?
Yeah, the name Columbo was nailed down. He was Columbo in the stage play, but the play was not called
Telly
Columbo.
Savalas.
No, not that.
Okay, hold on. So they're going out to get an A-list guy.
Yeah, and
Magnum P.I.
And I want you to keep this in mind. The character of Columbo evolved after Falk took it.
Burt Reynolds.
So don't think of...
Okay, well then describe to me... Well, are you able to describe what kind of character it was before Peter Falk made the character his own?
Yeah, it was more of a smooth talker, slick detective. Go ahead.
Jack Cassidy.
No, but don't read ahead. They wanted and threw a lot of money at Bing Crosby to play Columbo.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
Right? It would be awful. But
oh, my God.
The guy with the ice cream?
Yeah.
What other thing?
Hey.
Yeah, Bing Crosby. Straight down the middle. Hey, blah, 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 you're guilty.
I think
come over here, Johnny. Let me beat you.
Well, yeah. I think you'll appreciate...
Gary.
Oh, Gary.
Johnny Crosby.
Right. Little Johnny Crosby.
I think you'll appreciate the fact that Bing Crosby gave when he declined the part. He said, a weekly series would get in the way of my golf game.
There you go. Attaboy.
So he took it out.
There you go.
So the producers, on a lark, they went after Peter Falk He took it. They did one made-for-TV movie, and it was a smash. So right away, NBC wanted a weekly series, and Fox said no because he was still making movies. He says, I can't commit to that. I can't do it every week because I've got other stuff going on.
What are you texting, Oscar?
I'm looking at Columbo. I want to see what he looks like.
Oh, you want to see Peter Falk in Columbo?
Yeah.
Well, he was goofy. He was a goofy, quirky guy.
So, Mike, they invented something. They invented something called a wheel show. Or a wheel series. And do you remember that every Wednesday night on NBC?
Let me see if I got it right. You had McCloud.
Right, exactly.
You had Columbo.
Yeah, and then there was one more in the original wheel. They would rotate them.
Oh, wait a minute. Was it Barnaby Jones?
No, Macmillan and Wife.
Yeah.
I know, not great. Not great.
Doesn't he look like this is what Dan O'Brien's going to be in roughly, let's say.
No way.
2 years.
No way.
2 years, right?
No.
Was he a drunk?
Dan O'Brien will be a lot of things. I don't think he's going to be rumpled.
No, I don't think you're right.
Was he a drunk?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, what he was, you know what he was?
What?
They didn't see him coming, Oscar.
That's it.
They didn't see him coming. That's the whole thing. They did not see. You never knew that Columbo was figuring stuff out, but he was a brilliant detective.
It was called the NBC mystery movie. It was called a wheel series. They did a similar thing later on with Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew, where they would alternate. And because of that, what a show would take 1 week to film, Columbo would have 4 weeks to film. And TV historians agree because they had that extra time, that added to the quality of the show and why it holds up so well.
I get that because that was the anchor, too, of that week.
Was it Peter Falk?
Falk.
Yeah.
Falk.
Sorry.
Fuck me?
Fuck you.
Fuck me.
Peter Falk.
A handsome man when he's not rumpled.
Well, also just he had what he had was screen presence. He really had a way about him, right?
Not like anyone else. It was immediate hit. He won an Emmy for his role in the first season, and his style was extraordinarily different. He was not slick or handsome.
He dressed like a flasher.
He was bumbling, clumsy, and
trench
awkward.
coat.
Yeah.
Now he was the detective with the trench coat.
I'm glad you brought up his wardrobe. His wardrobe consisted of Peter Falk's own clothes.
That doesn't surprise me.
Including the shabby suit. Falk bought the raincoat, which appeared in the first episode, for $15 in 1967 when he got caught in a New York City rainstorm, and he added the cigar as a personal touch. So the character is very much Peter Falk's invention.
Oh, I almost freaked out.
Well, hey, I have a question about Rob. I don't know whether you know the answer. What's the matter, Oscar? What happened?
Mark Ruffalo was in talks to make a Columbo movie.
Mark Ruffalo would be perfect.
I agree.
Man.
I agree.
Mark Ruffalo would be perfect for that. And I would, you know what? That I wouldn't mind being updated. Although it does fall into the category of Hollywood make an original movie.
Yeah.
Especially when you have guys like our previous guest churning out original content. You know, really, when you think about it, and of course, many of James Patterson's, I think he's won
films.
6.
Of course.
I think he's won 6 Emmys. I think James Patterson has won 6 Emmys. But that's what I like. I like when they did this one. That's what I was thinking halfway through this book was this will be a great movie, or it could be a TV movie. It doesn't matter. But I will tell you something about Peter Falk, and I was going to ask you this. The eye, was he really blind in one eye?
He has a glass eye, I believe, He
has a glass eye.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In
so
real
he has a glass
life?
eye.
Yeah.
In real life, Oscar. So that's why it's like, I have just one.
No wonder he's rumpled.
Now,
you don't know for sure, though?
I don't.
Would you
I'll
stake
look
your
at- I'll look at-
reputation
please
on
check.
it?
I always operated on the assumption that he was. Now, I'm glad you brought up the fact that he was sort of bumbling and they didn't see him coming, because this is another thing that Falk created. He ad-libbed all of Columbo's idiosyncrasies to keep the actors that he was acting with off guard, to make them look more bothered or more sort of off balance when they're doing their scenes. Because
what are the idiosyncrasies that
he would fumble for a pencil or find a piece of string in his pocket,
hammered,
or something like that. An often one was, excuse me, do you have a match? I just need a match. And that wouldn't be in the script. He would just do that to throw people off.
I got it.
Okay.
Falks.
Sorry.
Falk, like William Faulkner.
Yeah,
Faulkner.
Faulkner. But just take the ner off, and it's Falk. Peter Falk.
Yeah. Falk. I hear the cannons roar. I'll let you take it.
Does he have a glass eye?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Which is why you never see him at a 3D movie. And also, Columbo had one of the greatest catchphrases in TV history.
Lieutenant, if there's any further way that I can be of assistance to you.
No, you just make out that list. That'll be fine, Doc.
Thank you.
Oh, one more thing before I forget. Well, I guess that clears that up then. Okay, Doc. Thank you very much, and I'm sorry I bothered you.
No bother at all.
Well, listen, there's one more thing. You don't remember what your wife was wearing that night, do you? Thank you again. Oh.
What, something else?
What's the matter with me? One other thing, the angle of the bullet. Just one more thing.
No, Lieutenant, there is no just one more thing. Goodbye.
And according to the guy that created the character, Levinson, the catchphrase "one more thing" was conceived when they were writing the play, and they had a scene that was too short, but they already had Columbo make his exit. They were too lazy to retype it, so they just added him coming back in and saying one more thing.
And it was the clap. That was the
so
cliffhanger.
Great. That's so
every
great.
single time. Fantastic.
Now,
all right.
the other innovation, and Oscar, this is the thing that is the most fascinating part of Columbo, and I didn't realize it.
Thought you were finished.
Growing
kind
up.
of clue me in when you're done, will you please? Because
Sure.
I don't know when
You just pulled a Columbo
You're not really
on us.
good at like billboarding. You really kind of. I thought that was it.
One
No,
more
we're
thing.
gonna close, Mike, with the Emmy information, and it's coming up
Okay,
very
all right,
shortly.
The Emmy information. Stand by.
But I want you to know that the show
We're recording.
popularized an inverted detective story format, which is known in the business as a how catch 'em.
Oh.
How catch 'em means that the first scene actually shows the murder and how it was done, and then he has to solve it by the end of the episode. So as a viewer, you know who's guilty, as opposed to if you're watching a Rockford Files or a Murder, She Wrote or a Matlock.
Yeah, because that's what made the one more thing, because you're rooting
Right, for him
against
to
the
figure-
villain.
Right, exactly.
And Jack Cassidy did play the villain multiple times.
Mike, I'm so glad you brought it up. As a matter of fact, Jack
Okay.
Cassidy holds the record for being a murderer in season 1, 3,
there.
and 5. Now,
Well,
anyone will tell you
Did
that
he ever stab anyone with a letter opener?
I think he might have. I think he might have. The best, my favorite Jack Cassidy murder episode is season 5 when he plays the magician with a Nazi past. However,
there you are.
in 1997, the episode Murder by the Book was ranked as number 16 in the 100 greatest TV episodes of all time.
There
and it
you
was
are.
directed by a 24-year-old Steven Spielberg. It's the
Steven Spielberg, huh?
It's the first time that Jack Cassidy was convicted of murder, the first of 3.
Yes, the extraterrestrial.
Hi, Mr. Franklin.
All right, now what are you doing here?
Well, I'm waiting for you. I happen to be in the neighborhood.
Oh, you're always in the neighborhood. And you tell me what right you've got to keep those movers out of this office?
Oh, listen, I'm sorry about that. It's just, you know what I thought? I thought you and I should talk alone.
You and I have nothing to talk about.
Yes, we do, Mr. Franklin.
Jack
Here to
Cassidy.
arrest you for the murder of your partner.
What?
Now, it's my duty to inform you of your constitutional rights.
Oh, you cut that drivel. I've written that stuff so many times, I know it by heart. And what is this nonsense? You're going to arrest me. Do you want to give me a dime first so I can phone my attorney? Because I promise you I'm going to sue you and your department for false arrest and defamation of character.
I kind of knew it right from the start.
Yeah.
It was nothing definite. It was a lot of little things.
I was down in San Diego.
So was your partner. And his wife told me how conscientious he was. You know, the way he used to write down his ideas on every odd scrap of paper, backs of matches, whatever.
So that's why you wouldn't let the movers in.
Well, I had a rummage
Are you
around
playing the whole
here.
episode,
Yeah,
Rob?
they emptied
What
everything
is
out.
this?
No, it's just I wanted you to hear Cassidy play. And you know what?
Okay, all right.
Cassidy probably could have been a
Doesn't
murderer
really
a
hold
fourth
up.
time. Guys,
Sorry.
doing it here, huh? I'm talking.
Okay.
Mike,
all right.
Cassidy
Yeah.
could have been a murderer a fourth time, but, and I quote from the website, tragically died in a house fire in 1976 after he dropped a lit cigarette on a Naga hide couch.
Naga hide went up like a brush.
Paint factory.
Yes,
And
yes. Yeah, that microphone doesn't work.
In all, the show won 13 Emmy Awards, 4 for Peter Falk as Best Actor in a Drama, and his speeches were always great. Here he is in 1976.
You know, you have a television show, and there's hundreds of people involved. There's actors and producers and writers and the whole crew of cameramen and sound men. And now the show goes on the air, and it's a hit, and the spotlight narrows down, and it focuses on just one person, and everybody else is in the dark. And that person is the star. And the point that I was trying to make was that I think that's a very sensible system.
So he was, he won 4 Emmys. The show is
I don't want anybody to change it.
The show is currently available on DVD, Blu-ray, and on the streaming platform Peacock. Highly recommended. That is Nostalgia Corner, and it is called Columbo. So do check it out if you would.
Yes, that's right, Oscar. You can find it now because they've got streaming services. Jack Cassidy!
Watch the one with the Nazi magician. It's great.
Ah, yes. I simply put a little poison on the letter and the envelope that it goes in. Jack Cassidy. Oh, feeling lightheaded, Columbo. We'll be right back. Thank you.
The
We'll be right back.
Boys. Today in rock and roll a-hole history.
How did it come to this? Me, Murray Wilson, the father and manager of the Beach Boys, fired by my own flesh and blood.
The Beach Boys fire you right now. Now, you're fired.
Quit screaming and start singing from your hearts, huh? Watch your ooze. So you're big stars. Let's fight, huh?
Two facts are irrefutable. Rob's digital audio dumpster vault is pure comedy gold. And Beach Boys patriarch Murray Wilson was a huge dick.
I made you and the Beach Boys. You'd be nothing without me.
You dick! I'm a genius too, you know!
Listen to Rob's Pet Sounds every day on the Mike O'Mara Show and Murray Wilson.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. We're delighted to have you along on a beautiful Thursday, and I somehow seem to continuously be talking like Jack Cassidy.
Jack Cassidy.
What is wrong with me? This portion of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by a wonderful, wonderful company, Legacy Box.
Love it.
We love Legacy Box. If you wanted to create a highlight reel of your life, what heartwarming memories would you include in it? Are these moments waiting, dormant in a basement, in your attic, in a trunk, mothballed away?
I hate mothballs.
That's sad, right? All your pictures, your tapes, your reels. It's a waste. Just one more thing before I forget.
Yeah, where are all those films? Where's the pictures?
Where are those Legacy Box? This is Columbo. What was his first name? What was Columbo's?
Oh, you know what? There was they say that you can see in one episode his name is Frank. However,
Frank
they asked the creators, and they said, as far as we ever were concerned, his first name was Lieutenant.
Well, you can reclaim, preserve these memories with Legacy Box and create a digital collection of the moments that have shaped your family and ensure they're always within reach. Just one more thing.
Yeah.
The milestones, the homecomings, you know what I'm talking about, the stories. Sharing them is the best way to ensure they're never forgotten. Am I right about that?
Yeah. Yes, Columbo.
Well, that's good. Thanks for answering me. Legacy Box. Rob, how you doing? It looks like you turned your whole body away to another part of the room. Just curious. What are you doing over there? What are you just
making a note for the show descriptor? Yeah, that's all.
Right, let me write a note down myself. Anyhow, digitally restored. That's what they do. Not restored, preserved.
Preserved, Columbo.
On a DVD, a thumb drive of the cloud. Legacy Box is so easy. And one more thing. Pack and send. That's all you have to do. Their team will digitize everything by hand, and you enjoy perfect digital copies preserved forever. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Effortlessly. That's it. But there is one more thing.
That's it. Oh, one more thing?
Legacy Box is something you can order in minutes and enjoy forever. So don't forget that. All right? Because we all did. That's it.
Yeah.
All right? But there's just one more thing.
Oh, one more thing.
Now is the perfect time to turn your aging tapes and films into a digital archive that's safe forever. I can see my folks whenever I want. It's beautiful.
Mr. and Mrs. Columbo.
Yeah, both kids in college. You like that. The kids. You know? That's wonderful. That's great. Their voices, their faces and voices, their voices and vases are just a thumb drive away. So that's what I wanted to tell you about.
Okay, that's it?
Just one more thing.
Oh, there's
Visit
another thing,
legacybox.com/TMOS to take advantage of this limited time offer. 50% off. And honor the moments that have shaped your family. Take advantage of this exclusive offer today and then use the kit whenever you're ready. That's legacybox.com/TMOS.
Is that it?
There's one more thing. I just want to remind you to save the 50% off. legacybox.com/TMOS. All right, I have to ask you guys about what you're going through. I talk about Florida weather all the time and hurricanes, and it still amazes me how a Hurricane Ida in this particular situation, the impact.
Yes.
You see just the tragedy of Louisiana and Mississippi and what this is doing, and then you see the middle part of the country, and then finally, as this thing barrels across the United States, I'm watching video of the Mid-Atlantic, and water just pouring into people's homes in Philadelphia and in Delaware,
tornado
in places like
Annapolis.
this.
Mike, your old hometown, Annapolis had a tornado.
Watched it last night. Watch the video that came in of that. It's
in Rockville, Maryland. Tragically, your family members have passed.
Yes,
because of the rising water and in terrace apartments. Flooding, killing people. It's just
outside of the district. People
surreal.
Woke up to cars being moved.
Yes,
their cars were not where they left them because the water picked up and moved their cars.
It's amazing.
New York City.
These storms are getting more. Now, what was the deal in New York? Because they got whacked too.
So a lot of this has to do with a couple factors. One, they just had a big storm system come through, right? The hurricane.
Right.
So the ground has already been saturated,
and we've had a very wet summer, so the ground is saturated all up and down.
And they were calling it this morning like a 500-year storm. To the point where I'm online and I'm watching the news, and in fairness, this is the first time the news has not done what we get to see online justice from friends that are living in New York City, and so much so that I Pony, if you can, just reach out to Maddie and see how she's doing. Where you have people that are just going home, and there's a flash flood, not just in the subway, but in the streets.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And Mike, you know this. When you guys were in New York, if there was anything that was going to happen, you go to the subway.
That's it.
For shelter. Not in a flash flood.
You can't.
You know, it's funny when you say 500-year storm. I don't think so anymore, guys. I think this is what we have to prepare for, because I was listening to a news story the other day that was talking about we are going to have weather events now that have already increased fivefold. Yeah. So we're getting 5 times the number of storms. We are well into the hurricane season. We've already gotten our named storms. We passed last year, and we're going to get more and more. You know, we're entering into the time of year where my little part of the world has to be ever vigilant, because the ones we get are mid-September storms, and it's scary. It's scary down here, and everything's happening. I know this might piss some people off. I believe about the whole global warming thing. I understand that, but I also think that, you know, when you consider the power of Mother Nature, I don't know whether we can do anything about it for, on a large scale within our lifetime. I think that ship has sailed. I think that's
I don't think
done.
It's
we
not
want to
something
protect
we can,
it for our kids.
It's not anything we can undo. Hopefully, we can slow it down.
I disagree. And I'll tell you why.
You think we can undo it within our lifetime, where we wouldn't have this?
I've stopped using hairspray.
Do you all have Apple TV Plus? I'm sure everybody
yes, I do.
Yes,
right? Of course.
There is a deep, they don't even push it enough. There's a documentary that says, I think it's called The Day the Earth Stood Still. It's really about the pandemic and how the wildlife and Mother Nature and the environment healed itself during that time.
During the pandemic time?
During the pandemic.
I know that.
You're talking about when you had water, when you had wildlife, aquatic life coming back into Venice, and things like that, where it happened, where man was not putting its.
In India, where you see the Himalayas for the first time in some people's lifetimes, they didn't realize you could see the Himalayas for a century, because there was so much smog that when the factories had to shut down, you could actually see them from the city.
So has it calmed down up where you are now? Has it?
Yes.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact,
cleanups in full.
They're cleaning up, and the weather is oddly cool. It's almost like fall, since this weather system has run through. I think today had a high of 78 in at the end of September, end of August.
The bottom line with hurricanes, and I did a documentary about them. I'm fascinated with them. I live down in Southwest Florida, but I will tell you that it really ain't the wind anymore as much as when you see the water that comes afterwards, and people suffering and people going through it. It's always going to be hot, especially down in places like Louisiana and Mississippi, and you see the amount of destruction. The water doesn't go away, and it's our reality. And now, we just keep our fingers crossed down here and just go, can we make it to mid-October? Can we make it to mid-October? That's what we care about.
And Oscar, I think the name of the doc you're talking about is called The Year Earth Changed.
I'm sorry, The Year Earth Changed.
The movie that you mentioned starred Michael Rennie and had a robot in it, Klaatu Barado.
Disregard that. Yeah. The Year the Earth Changed.
Yes, you don't
Mike, if you watch it with little Michael, you would be blown away.
Okay, I'll put it on the list.
Is it uplifting?
It's inspiring. It's not sad. It's just it shows you what the planet can do, not just the wildlife, but the atmosphere, just by hitting pause.
Now, if we don't take care of things, pretty soon, it won't just be the power going out down here. I'll be like, hello, this is Michael Merritt coming to you from my house. Hello, everybody.
It's like a Pablo Cruz record. Where are you?
I can't come to the phone right now because I'm at the bottom of the pool. And then there's the Al Pacino, who was modern-day Al Pacino. You know? I'm going to take a flamethrower to this place. And then there's old Al Pacino. Yeah. Everybody can do modern-day Al Pacino.
Yeah.
But a lot of people can't do old Al Pacino from Serpico, That's because I got shot in the face.
That's Serpico. Thank you very much.
But I do find the modern Pacino much more entertaining.
Hello there. Yeah. Ooh-ah.
He's nuts.
That's all you have to do now to do a Pacino. Ooh-ah. See, the old one, nobody knows Serpico,
Exactly,
I'm not Frank Serpico. He was Frank.
Yeah,
They
Frank
used his
Serpico.
first name.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll come back with more stuff right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
The Mike O'Mara Show.
Probably have a couple beers.
TMOS.
2, 3, 4.
A full-bodied podcast.
Sometimes wine.
With earthy tones of pop culture and a bouquet of comedy, wit, and sarcasm.
Do you drink every night, Pony?
Yeah. I'll have a martini about 5 o'clock.
The Mike O'Mara Show.
Sometimes 4 to 6.
A drinking show.
I hate 4 or 5 drinks.
With a radio problem.
How am I alive?
Watch the live feed weekdays at MikeO'MaraShow.com or download it wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. This portion of our program is brought to you by a computer system that is crashing on and off during the entire broadcast, but I'm not letting you know because I am a professional broadcaster. Here to tell you about Ultimate Ears Fits.
The best.
There you go, Mike.
Love them.
Well done. That took so long. Let's talk about ears, baby.
Ears.
Just like fingerprints, no two ears are exactly alike. That's why your earbuds probably start getting uncomfortable after a while, and that's no good. No good.
No bad. No good.
Ultimate Ears Fits True Wireless Custom Fit Earbuds from Ultimate Ears are here to change all that. These are the world's most comfortable earbuds. You get a guaranteed perfect fit in 60 seconds. They stay put when you're on the go, and they feel great.
The world.
Ultimate Ears Fits actually physically mold to your ear for a perfect fit. Just put them in, connect to the app, and watch the purple LEDs transform the earbuds to your unique shape. And their charge lasts all day. Ultimate Ears Fits are perfect for listening to your favorite shows. Anything in mind?
I like the Mike O'Mara Show.
Columbo?
Thank you.
Also great.
One more thing. No. Right up till bedtime, you can do that because the charge lasts for a long, long time. And for either music or voice, the sound is amazing. And if you don't love them, like we do, Ultimate Ears offers a 30-day money-back guarantee and a free shipping offer for you as well. Free returns and a 1-year warranty. For a limited time, get 15% off your pair of Ultimate Ears Fits True Wireless Earbuds at ue.com/fits. Just use promo code TMOS at checkout. That's 15% off with promo code TMOS at ue.com/fits. Rob, I've got a task for you. Okay, this is for down the road because I would like you all to do what I do because I know we all have those moments.
Okay.
And this is what you can do anything, Jim Amato, Mark Riddell, what you want. This is going to be a new feature we're going to do on the show.
All right.
This is going to be something we can do at any time. There is no rule. Anyone can raise their hand in the middle of the show, and they will say 2 words, okay? And those 2 words will be fat attack.
Fat attack?
Fat attack.
Oh,
fat attack.
Fat attack. And
what the fat attack every day on this show.
What the fat attack, well, thank you.
Not
but that
you.
was highly unnecessary. Fat attack.
I'm right here.
Fat attack.
He's such an asshole.
I'm trying to set up a new bit on the show. Stop fighting.
He's a jerk.
All right. Fat attack will be when any of us, and it can be someone from outside. It could be Pony. It could be Dan O'Brien.
Yeah.
If they want to come in, we've got a fat attack. And fat attack is when you have a moment where your inhibitions are thrown into the crapper. You throw away all your inhibitions and you have a moment. I had one yesterday. I'm not proud of it. And I am going to share my fat attack.
Fat attack. Now, so this is not something you do live on the air. This is something that you recount that you've had.
It's a confession.
It's when you
a confessional. Yeah,
it's kind of a confessional, but a fat attack. I envision some sort of a big voice fat attack, and then a bullet. You know?
What about
what's the one Ron and Fez used to do? The late
Spy Report.
Spy Report.
And that was
Spy Report.
That was. I went back and listened to it. It was just the. I think it was Eddie Trunk just saying it. There was no production to it.
And you're going to need to have fat attack.
Yes,
standing by because you're not going to know when it happens.
You never do.
Fat attack, fat attack. I got one for you. Okay? I've got a fat attack. And by the way, we probably pull them. We all of us, between the three of us, we probably do at least one a week.
Okay,
right?
Easy.
My fat attack. I have it because it happened yesterday. It happened yesterday on the day that I don't have anything. I run a lot of errands. I butt dial Oscar when I'm in a store, a department store, and I'm just wandering around like an elderly old fart.
Sir?
Yes, exactly. A place I did not want to be. I was just in there because I was bored. Fat attack. All right, so here's my fat attack.
Yes.
Carla and I prearrange a lunch date that we are going to go to lunch. Our son was back in school. We did not have to tend to him. She has a particular place she likes to go. By the way, my wife is an animal when it comes to working out.
Yes.
She works out in the evening. She works out in the morning. She goes to Burn. She does all these different things. I should too. But, I know that there's a part of her life that she'd like to have, even though she wouldn't admit it, that would be Mike-free.
Yeah.
So I don't probably take care of myself as well as I should. So fat attack.
Fat attack.
Now, the fat attack would have been a non-fat attack if we had just had my first item for lunch.
Okay.
We went to a place
bistro?
We went to a place called Hey Vincenzo's.
Was it Chinese food?
It was Chinese. It was a Chinese buffet. No, it was a fried chicken place.
Of course. Yeah.
No, it was Thai.
Thai?
Stop it. We went to Vincenzo's because Carla loves the pizza at Vincenzo's, and she kind of made noise about it. I wanted to go to the Vietnamese restaurant, have a little pho.
Yeah, Peter Pho.
Peter Pho, and we went there. So the last time we went there, I had a half a meatball sub. Really just a sandwich, a meatball
6-inch
sandwich.
A treat.
6-inch.
Yeah.
And it just was a creation. It was so simple. It was so delicious that I just went nuts. Okay. So I ate that, but it is 6 inches.
Also,
and for
a
me,
messy sandwich.
But it's not. His isn't. Oh. It's just this beautiful mix because they don't overdo the tomato sauce like so many crappy Italian joints
if you eat it fast, there's no time for a mess. I know this to be true.
You mean eat it like an anaconda or something?
Yeah. You don't
unhinge your jaw muscles.
You don't allow the sauce to drip.
No, and I have to make my fat attack very quickly here. What happened was fat attack was the meatball sub. At that point, I'm like, that's good. How's you? And Carla ordered 2 slices. So I'm looking at her, and she's eating her vegetarian-style pieces. It's got mushrooms and peppers, and it's like all this stuff I can't stand. And then she's got one that's got jalapenos on it, And I'm looking at this.
Spicy.
So as soon as I inhale, like an egret, my meatball sub, I look over her, and she's like, why don't you just order a slice? And because I have amazing willpower, I went, okay. And so I shoot up to the front, order another slice. In the meantime, I'm finishing my slice. Carla goes up to pay, comes back with a bag. I said, what? She said, I got a slice for Michael.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I said, well, he's not going to see that.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a clever James Patterson twist.
But at the same time, we got to the car, and I took a nibble, and my belly said,
that's enough, fat attack.
Okay.
That's enough, Lord ass.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
All right. We ventured forward, went down to the store where I butt dialed Oscar. Coming back, Carla says to me, I feel parched after all that pizza food that dries you out. How would you like a nice large fountain beverage from McDonald's?
Oh,
they do have the best.
All All right. So now, if you're keeping track, I had a meatball sub and a slice of pizza.
Right,
and a big one.
It was a big one, and
It was
another
a giant
bite,
one.
another bite of
And
pizza.
another bite of Michael's. That, by the way, he later in the day he had his and loved and loved it. And then we go to McDonald's to get a fountain beverage, and it was lovely. And I notice on the sign at McDonald's,
yes,
because my carbohydrate meter has been triggered, and when it's triggered, it's like you
It's
can't.
revving.
It's when that water goes through the levee. You know, you just can't stop it. And so
Like-
I'm triggered by this, and I see that McDonald's has offered a new product, and that is a pull-apart glazed donut. If anybody wants to look it up, it's the new McDonald's pull-apart
I've seen
glazed donut.
the advertising
And
for it.
it's so Carla
Mike,
says to me, yes.
It's like, look, you were invited to the gangbang. You're there for the gangbang. You're going to do the work.
Mike,
I'm going to spit my Diet Coke out.
for a limited time only.
Yeah.
Light and airy, our new pull-apart donut is coated in a delicious sweet glaze, and it's available all day.
All day.
Yeah.
And so I said to Carla, I said, do you want one? She said, no. She said, why don't you... she's trying to kill me. She said, why don't you just get another one if you were...
Yeah.
And once again, the inner willpower goes, okay. and here's where it became a real fat attack.
Yeah, fat attack.
Because as she ordered that, and she says, the person on the speaker says the line that's used in probably every fast food place, will there be anything else? And I said, apple fritter.
Oh, no!
Apple fritter. And that was my fat attack.
That's a good one, though. You made it count.
That was it. Yeah, I made it count. That's my fat attack.
I like that Carla, it doesn't seem like she's trying to stop you anymore.
Mm-mm. Because I believe
because she's got a job now.
You know my marital history, right? Yes. You laugh.
Like, I don't need him anymore.
She sits there and, by the way, she's counting on the fact that, one Sunday morning I'll be, coming down and say, well, how's everybody doing?
You should search her Google history. How quickly can arteries harden?
That's right.
So anyway.
How was the donut?
Carla had a bite of it and said it was horrible. I loved it. I loved it because it was baked and it was fried.
Yes.
And sweet and made me sleepy afterwards.
The best things always do.
Yes, fantastic.
We'll
take a break and we will come back with the digital dumb stare right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Live from Fort Myers, it's the West South Florida Kennel Club Dog Show.
Hello, fans. I'm Twitch, along with Jim Amato, and we're calling the action live.
We're down to the final 4 dogs, and we still have some surprising contenders.
With the final 4, an Irish Setter, a Bolivian Hairless, a huge Spiewak Mastiff, and a Mexican long-hair Chihuahua.
Can you believe they eat these dogs in some countries?
That's right, Jim. By the way, the Spiewak Mastiff is the largest dog we've ever had in competition.
That's dog with 2 G's.
It sure is, Jim.
It looks like the handler is having some trouble with the Chihuahua.
Shut up, Frankie!
Oh, that's too bad. That'll knock him out of the competition. The judges taking one last look, and there it is. The winner is the Mike O'Mara Bonus Best in Show.
Get a subscription today at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Until next year, this is Jim Amato and Twitch saying,
Who's a good boy?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. For many of us, it's back to the office, back to school. Establishing a consistent bedtime and wake time routine is key because quality sleep helps boost energy, recovery, and well-being. Sleepers who use their Sleep Number 360 smart bed features and Sleep IQ technology get almost 100 hours more of quality sleep per year. Here is a fun fact. Fun fact. Over 33% of Sleep IQ sleepers have a preferred sleep number setting of 35, 40, or 45. But remember, it is completely adjustable to you. And don't forget, children need quality sleep just as much as you do. Kids need sleep to help them be happy, healthy, and productive in school, at home, and during after-school activities. Sleep IQ technology shows your ideal sleep-wake schedule and the best times for working out and winding down. And it improves your bedtime and wake time consistency. So, go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. Dim the lights, Bright lights keep the body alert and keep a nighttime room temperature of 65 to 67 degrees, or in Rob's case, 36 degrees.
That's right.
Which is ideal for quality sleep. Get a sleep. No, we're just joking about that.
I sleep hot.
Don't want to mess with them.
He does sleep
Just
hot.
having a little fun, please. All right? Get a Sleep Number bed. I wouldn't sleep on anything else. A great day starts the night before. As I've told you many times, my Sleep Number setting is now a 75. Carla holding steady at a 65. Time to discover the Sleep Number 360 smart bed right now. You can enjoy special offers, but only for a limited time, only at Sleep Number stores or sleepnumber.com/TMOS. That's sleepnumber.com/TMOS. Let's open up the digital dumpster and see who we've got in there right now. Is it me?
Time right now, 15 and a half minutes past 10 o'clock. This is Ed Walker with Records on Time for Music, coming your way from WRC and WRC-FM, NBC in Washington, where you hear the sound of quality.
It's the sound of quality on WRC AM and FM.
Ed Walker.
You met him, right?
Met him multiple times. Ed Walker, the legendary broadcaster, and got a chance to watch him work. A man with no vision whatsoever, blind, and would run his radio show with no assistance from anybody else. I believe he had a control panel that was designed in Braille, and we went over to WAMU and watched him work one day, and it was amazing to watch.
He taught you how to smoke?
Smoke weed.
Yeah. Well, he sold weed. He didn't smoke it.
No, stop it. Don't besmirch
No, I will tell you this. Ed Walker worked well until his old age, and his partner for many years, Oscar, this will surprise you, Willard Scott.
Really?
They were called the Joy Boys.
Wow.
Huge. Very popular show.
Yep.
All right.
See, I like that history. You should talk about that more.
Thanks. Do you still take your weather, Mike, on Global TV Toronto?
I do. It's hard to find on the web, because you have to go .ca.
So there's this meteorologist on Global. His name is Anthony Farnell, and he was doing his weathercast, and it was so blue screened. It was a beautiful shot of, I believe, Toronto on the water, and just gorgeous. Looked like he was walking out on the water himself, until I didn't realize he has a dog named Storm. And Storm walked in front of the chroma key and appeared to walk on water behind him while he's doing the weather
forecast. As we go through the day tomorrow, yes, Storm is in the building, getting some treats, walking on thin air. 31 degrees on Sunday, and then it does cool off as we move through the week.
Good stuff.
Storm says hi, too.
And Storm's just walking around looking for snacks.
Looking for snacks. He's getting dinner soon.
It's so great because
attack.
It was a beautiful use of chroma key to give the dog mystical powers.
Mystical.
People wonder why America is hated around the world. Here's a reason. When two trends that are both sucky suck great together, this is a guy doing the milk crate challenge, and he's holding a bowl with a cloth over it that has either pink or blue powder in it, because it is a milk crate challenge gender reveal party.
Oh, God.
And when he falls,
man,
it
I don't
reveals
wish
the
ill
color.
on anyone, but my God.
It reveals the color of the powder and therefore the sex of the baby. He's climbing.
What was the color?
It's a boy! And
I don't care.
That's fun.
It's taking trends and mocking trends, and that is funny to me.
It
I
is
like that.
such a face plant. It is fantastic. Also, this is another reason why America is great. With the Delta variant, do you know we are looking at another possible toilet paper shortage?
Really?
Yeah, where there's normally about 80% in stock, we're down to 40. So, folks, please go out and buy it all. It's imperative we do this today and really cause some trouble.
I need kiwi for my bunghole.
What are the stats again? What are the statistics?
Normally, there is an 80% amount in reserve, and now we're down into the 40s.
I was in Ace Hardware yesterday, and they had sold out of paper towels. I was
God. Again, we're doing this.
Again.
Paper companies.
Yeah, come on.
Jeez.
Mike?
Do the fires have anything to do with that?
They don't know. They're blaming the variant. They're blaming the variant and the fact that it
Container ships.
could be a bounce back. So,
All right, container ship. Internet.
TikTok.
Bitcoin.
There it is. That's
nice and tight.
All right. So, Mike, it's coming up. Sunday Night Football is coming up. It premieres on the 12th of September.
Want to say that again?
Are you ready? No, Mike, I'm fine with it. I think you should be too. Are you okay with football coming back on September 12th?
I am. I said
So they actually released a teaser for Carrie Underwood singing the theme, and I think this will bring a few people to the audience.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
So we got that to look forward to, which is nice.
I'm excited.
It's going to be good. It is.
Carrie Underwood.
Really?
I don't know. Carrie Underwood. I mean, I was back in the day, but I mean, there's just no unsafe move. There's never any unsafe move, and sometimes that rebel DJ in me.
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of gets under my skin. But,
I understand.
Anywho,
but anyway, that is.
Ooh, she's got a great voice. Football. Boo.
Faith Hill before her.
Yes, and before her, I believe it was Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett singing.
Hey, are you ready? Are you ready for some football? Yes, sirree. All my rowdy friends are over tonight.
All of Tony Bennett's rowdy friends.
All my rowdy friends. Yeah, man. Isn't this great?
Wouldn't it be great if he did the open for Sunday Night Football wearing a cowboy hat that was just a little too small?
Like the one in Parenthood
Yeah.
that Steve Martin was. Yeah. Hey, you ready for some football, everybody? This is a great time.
Let's close with this. A salute to the moron, Joe Rogan, who admitted that he got COVID.
No, you can't call Joe Rogan a moron. People will jump all over my ass.
All right, how about this? A salute to Joe Rogan, a fellow podcaster who contracted COVID and fought it by taking livestock medication.
Oh, he took the
I believe it's called
bad stuff.
ivermectin. He said that, and so I play this tape as a salute to Joe Rogan.
You can't keep doing this to yourself.
I'm as healthy as a horse.
Horses only live 30 years.
What?
And that is your digital dumpster.
There you go. Oh, I'm playing the wrong thing.
No, play us out with Patton. I like that.
You wanted me to play Patton?
Yeah,
okay.
I like it.
That's it. We'll see you next time.
Because you know what? If you play this, you know what you could say.
I'm not playing Patton.
No.
I can't end the show with Patton.
How
about we end it with the hockey game? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. All right. And they're coming over the ice. There's the pass back to Ovechkin, back over to Joe Rogan and James Patterson. We want to thank for coming on the show. James Patterson breaking in all alone. It looks like he's going to shoot. He shoots. Oh, he missed that one. He gets his own rebound. Bo. He goes around the. God, how long does it effing take? All right, hold on. I'll start again. Oscar Santana over to Rob Spiewak. Rob Spiewak comes across the blue line. This looks like a 3-on-2. And now the Americans have the zone. They have the zone. We're checking it out right now. Now Spiewak over to Santana. Santana back to O'Mara. O'Mara dishes off to Patterson. Oh, that was a close one back there. And in comes Dan O'Brien. The rookie's looking really good recently. And now coming back to Patterson again. Patterson with a slap shot. And that looks like it could be. No, I'm sorry. Now back to Spiewak. He scores! Rob Spiewak with an incredible one-timer. Absolutely incredible, ladies and gentlemen.
He's down on the ice.
Now I'm going to play the regular theme. Thank you very much. That's it. We got to get out of here.
Mike, I was very selfish. I wanted you to play Patton so you could say to James Patterson that you read his book.
I read your book. James Patterson has a couple of books.
Yes.
Bill
check 'em
Clinton
out.
and James Patterson, the President's Daughter, and also The Noise.
The Noise.
Nothing like he's ever written before, I believe. And I see 15 pages, and I still got that. Huh?
You can
That's
buy
good.
The Noise through the Mike O'Mara Show shopping center by following the link in the show notes.
Great.
Yeah, and because otherwise, it's tough to find. Anyway,
He needs
that's
the
it.
money.
He does. We have to get out of here, and we will be right back. Oh! It just got here.
What's that?
It just got here. There it is. James Patterson's The Noise.
Bam.
There it is. The Noise. 2 copies.
2 copies.
That's
2
terrific.
copies. Look at that. Make sure he sees this, okay? That I was holding up The Noise.
Yes.
That's James Patterson with J.D. Barker. What a wonderful man to come on our show
Love him.
and have some fun with us. We appreciate that. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
We don't want you to lose weight. We just want you to be healthy. Okay. You know, by eating less. Go home and step on a scale and write down how much you weigh and subtract it by like 20. And then weigh that much.
If that's a joke, I love it. If not, I cannot wait to unpack that with you.
How would you like to be told that about your child? He's minimally exceptional. Oh, thank God for that.
Who did they go to war with? The world.